A sudden sound wakes you up. Your eyes wander around a while before you find the origin of it. Matt is rigging something with his rusty knife that he also found at the first old farmhouse. You get on your feet and walk near him. What are you doing? Pa, did I wake you up? Yes, but it's okay. He looks towards the girls who are lying not too far away, but they're still in a deep slumber. I didn't think it was too noisy, sorry. Don't worry about it. I'm a light sleeper. He smiles at you while you look at his hands. There's a wood piece in it, and it seems that he is making a hole in each end of it. I'm trying to make a bow. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do it, but he shrugs while finishing his sentence. He finishes the holes and takes the rope that was in the backpack. He cuts a part of it and finally ties it to the holes in the piece of wood. I didn't understand what it was at first, but now it does look like a bow. He answers you while he tests the elasticity of the wood. I hope it does that. It does it. At least it looks like it. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be a good bow, but you smile kindly at him. Do you think we can hunt something with it? At least we can try, but I need to make arrows first. Can you show me how? I'll help you make them. His eyes fall on you. He looks surprised and happy at the same time. Okay. He shows you how to do it, and then you try and make one too. It takes you a lot of time to be able to do it by yourself. The next day, with your brand new weapon hanging on your back, you continue your journey. It's late afternoon now. You don't know how many hours you've been walking, but your feet are extremely sore and painful right now. The backpack which is on your back seems heavier now than before, and you just want to throw it on the ground and be relieved of it. However, you take a break for your lunch and you don't think the others will stop anytime soon. You look at Amanda, who seems to be fine. This woman just impresses you, but she's not the only one. The little girl at her side is still walking happily. Not even thinking about Matt, who's walking in the front line. You try asking to stop either way, there's nothing to lose. Hey, do you think we can take a break? I'm a little tired. The others stop walking and look at you. Can you take it a little longer? We can stop when the sun is about to set. Just a little longer. All of a sudden, you feel a hand gripping yours. Hmm? You turn your head and see that it was Erica and just took your hand. She smiles at you and starts to pull you forward, encouraging you to continue. You start walking along with the girl and ignore the pain that you feel in your feet until you stop at a nice place when the sun begins to set. Anna is starting a fire while you drop yourself onto the ground, happy to be able to rest now. You start to unpack the meal. Some bread will be good. You eat together around the fire, which gives you light now that the sun is gone. When you settle against a tree, you fall asleep almost immediately, and the others do the same. When you wake up, you eat your breakfast, and then you hit the road right away. At some point, you notice Erica playing with something in her hands. You go near her, curious. What is it? George gave me these. They're firecrackers. Oh, I love these. We gotta light some of these soon. Yeah, I can't wait. She seems really happy the idea, and you can't deny you look forward to it too. You walk, you walk for a little while with some breaks here and there. After some time, you arrive at a beautiful clearing. You want to take a break here? It's such a nice spot. Yeah, I agree. Matt nods at you. You're about to put your bag on the ground when you hear a noise. It's a strange sound. You raise your head while searching for its origin. A hand pulls you back near the others and you collide with Matt in the process. While trying to find your balance again, you look straight ahead. Again, the same noise, a growling, but a really threatening one. None of the others are talking, but you all know it's something dangerous. Matt takes your hand in his and squeezes it. You see out of the corner of your eye that Erica is trembling. This is not good. What do we do? You can see that she's starting to panic, and so are you. We need to move. We were whispering quietly, trying to keep as quiet as possible. You quickly move to the right. You walk as fast as you can, but you restrain yourself from running. It hasn't even been 5 minutes that you've been walking when you hear the growling again. But this time it's louder, and it seems much closer to you now. You stop walking and really try to look at it. I think it's in front of us now. You whisper to the others, who all seem to be in the same state of panic as you. You notice that the little girl is violently shaking and that she is pointing to something with her little finger. You look where she is pointing and lose your breath in the process. In front of you, at maybe 2 or 3 meters, you see there's a wolf. You never saw any up close in your life, and you would have rather preferred to have never met one. It's really impressive and threatening. Reflectively, you position yourself with the others close to Erica, forming a circle around her. The wolf is still growling and looking straight towards her. It surely sees her as its prey, since she is the weaker one in the group. If you break the circle around the little girl, it's almost certain that the wolf will jump at her. You gotta stay close. Stay calm. I can feel your fear, so relax. We're in a group, so it's gonna be alright. But this pack might be close. A wolf is almost never alone. If we manage to push this one away, with luck, it'll just go back to its pack and we'll use that time to get away. He breathed deeply and slowly after his words. You know that's what he's saying is true, but it isn't easy to do. Erica is still shaking like a leaf, and Amanda is panicked and wide-eyed, sweat running down her face and breathing heavily. Matt is the calmer one, but you can see he's on the alert, prepared for whatever comes next. Without warning, the wolf begins to walk in your direction, still growling. You can't stay like this without doing something. Let's try to attack him. Are you sure? I'm not confident with it. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay, but how do we fight it? Erica's Erica has closed her eyes out of fear, trying to forget the situation you are in. She is gripping Amanda's hand, who is looking straight at the wolf. Matt has a hand in front of you in a protective way. Your arms are spread out wide in front of Erica, who is still in the center of the circle. As you are trying to figure out what to do, the wolf starts to act more menacing, baring his teeth, which are really, really big. Mm. Look at Matt and Amanda panicking, but the seem as lost as you. You just don't know how to fight. You've never been in a situation like this. What to do? What to do? Matt, can you use the bow? What? I don't have any other idea. Can you do it? I'll try. Takes the bow from his belt and bends it in front of him. Your eyes move between Matt and the wolf, and you feel the sweat running down your neck. Matt forces himself for a moment, then releases an arrow. The arrow hits its target. The wolf starts to cry, afraid and pain. He stares at you, and only a few more seconds he starts running away. You don't move until he's not in sight anymore. Well done. He takes your hand as you say so and you squeeze it gently. I'm a little sad for the wolf. He'll be fine, in any case it was him or us. You're not hoping that the wolf will be okay anyway. We should go. We'll make a fire at camp tonight so we make sure discouraging any more beasts from approaching us. Yeah, good idea. As you start to walk, you see that Erica is now a little less afraid, but still uncomfortable, which is normal. It's been a long time that you've been walking. Eventually, you reach the edge of the forest. What the? You're back in the front of the wheat field, those from a few days before. I can't believe it. We were going in a circle from the start? We're not in front of Grandpa's house, so we gotta be a little further away. You're right. What a sense of direction. I have to say, we messed up. Anyway, let's go into the fields this time. I'm not gonna I'm not going back into this forest. So you keep on walking. It's been a few days since you've been traveling now. Your wounds and bruises have healed for the most part. The cut on Matt's cheek is no longer visible too. You're now reaching an industrial complex, though it seems that it's old and has been unoccupied for a long time. Should we rest here? Yes, please. I'm tired of walking. I think that we should stop too. We all need rest, and it will give us some time to decide what we'll do next. Why not? I don't know if this is a good place, but I know that we need to stop. We nod to each other and walk into the industrial complex. It seems rather big. Yeah, there might be 8 or 10 buildings. And which one do we go in? Do you think this one will do? She's pointing her finger towards a red warehouse on the right side of the complex. Seems to be in a decent state, even if some parts are missing here and there. The red walls have several graffiti tags and logos printed on them. Many of the windows are broken, and the roof seems to be damaged, although still functional. Yeah, it seems to be a good choice. The other buildings seem to be in a worse state. Let's go in. Harris sticks close to Matt, searching for his protection. She doesn't seem to be comfortable with this new place. You can't blame her, even if you all wanted to stop here. This place is rather dirty and has a non-welcoming aura to it. Following the others, you walk into the old warehouse. The inside is as damaged as the outside, but it's unstable as a hiding place where you'll be able to rest. The hall is pretty big, and it seems that there is a room in the back. The floor is made of concrete, and there are several places to be covered by glass that probably came from the broken windows. The place is full of shelves with boxes stacked on them. Some of them seem to have fallen upside down to the ground. In the corner, there are old metallic stairs leading to a loft. The steps are really dirty, but it seems that they are still solid. So, here's what I'm thinking. I stay here for a few days to rest and explore the other buildings and find anything helpful at the same time. It makes a pause and looks at Amanda and yourself. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. Unfortunately, we already used a lot of supplies. It'd be good if we find anything useful here. You shrug as you say so. You don't have any other better ideas, so you're not against this one. They smile at you before putting their stuff on the ground. Erica seems to have enough of sticking close to Matt and finally walks away on her own. Don't go too far from us, Erica. We still don't know if this place is dangerous. Okay. She pouts a little while waiting for you. Maybe we should split up to search the. Maybe we should split up to search the place. Maybe in two groups. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go with Amanda. She Doesn't ha- she doesn't give you any time to answer and grabs Amanda's hand, leading her in the direction of the room in the back. Well, it seems that it's you and me. You look at him as she says so. Now that you think of it, it's been a long time since you've been alone with him. Are you alright? Yeah, let's go. You lead the way to the stairs. They don't really inspire your trust, but you think you'll be okay. You carefully walk up step by step. The metallic noises under your feet aren't very reassuring. I think you can go a little faster, it won't break. If you say so. You start to move a little bit more quickly. Finally, you arrive onto the loft. It's not the same size as the first floor, but it's too big. It seems there is a room in the back of this loft too. Yep, let's search the main room first, then we'll go back to the then we'll go in the back room if that's okay with you. Okay. Unlike the other floor, there are no shelves here. The place is rather empty, but it seems to be a little more clean. By clean, you mean that there are not as many glass shards on the floor, and because there is almost nothing in the room, there's nothing that blocks the way. You turn your head from left to right, searching to see if there are any objects on the floor. There is only one trash. There's only some trash here and there, but at first glance, you don't find anything interesting. Hey, come here. You walk towards Matt, who's on the other side of the room. While you're at the side, he points upwards with his fingers. There are electrical wires here, but they seem to be cut off. I don't think there is still electricity, but it'll be safer to not touch them. Okay, I'll take note of that. You smile at him before walking towards the door in the back of the room. Let's go see that room. He doesn't answer, but you hear his footsteps following you. You take the handle and turn it down. While walking into the room, you can't help the expression of disgust that makes it to your face. It really stinks in here. Yeah, it must be mold. He's also scrunching up his nose because of the smell. Let's make it quick. I don't want to stay in this room for too long. I couldn't have said it better. He walks slowly into the room. It seems to be some sort of cafeteria. There's what must have been in a microwave on the left next to the sink. There must have been some closets at the back of the room and a little fridge next to them. Your eyes follow Matt, who's walking towards the window. You feel you feel a light wind sweep through your hair as the windows are opened. I hope this will help clear out the awful smell. Good idea. You smile at each other before going towards the back of the closet. You search them and find some cans of food. However, there doesn't seem to be anything else. Should we join up with the girls? I think we searched all we could up here. Yeah, you're right. Let's go. You find them in the back room of the first floor. Hey, did you find something? This room, this room is a bathroom, but there is no water. So we need to do our business outside. Yeah, it's like it's like when we were in the forest. Politicar doesn't look annoyed at all by the situation. Did you find anything else? We found a lot of spiders. Yeah, there are a lot of them upstairs too. So well, we didn't really find anything useful. We'll search the other buildings tomorrow, and maybe we'll be able to find something there. Yeah, the sun is starting to set. I think we should eat and get ready to sleep. You walk together outside of the room. I think we should sleep upstairs. It seems to be a little safer. It doesn't have a lot of glass on the ground like here. He turns himself towards you. What do you think? Yeah, I think you're right. I thought of the same thing while we were upstairs. You were a little surprised that he asked for your opinion. He has made a lot of choices by himself several times since you met him. It even bothered you a little, you must admit. You're a little happy. You settle yourself upstairs and start eating right away. The meal goes by quickly and eventually it's time to sleep. That stands out while chasing the dust from the jeans. I want to make sure that we don't have any surprises while we're sleeping. What do you mean? We already checked out this building, so we know that we have several exits. Now I want to put some things in front of those in case somebody were to find us while we were sleeping. It's gonna make noise and do really react. What do you mean? I'm gonna gather broken glass and put them on the ground. Do you need any help? It's fine, I won't take long. Look, he says it only takes him 5 or 10 minutes to do it. In the meantime, the girls and herself get a place ready to sleep. Got it. Thank you. When you were in the forest, the floor wasn't too hard and it was almost easy to sleep on the floor with a blanket. But here the ground is hard and you won't be comfortable on a blanket. You'll have two of us on the floor with you. Your eyes meet Matt, but he averts his eyes and looks at me. What? We should share the blanket. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's not like you're one of the rooms that Erica and Matt stayed there with. And then you start talking and sleeping. Does it bother you if I sleep with Erica? Hmm? Why would it bother me? He laughed a little before she answered. That means that you sleep with Matt. It's okay, I don't. He smiles teasingly. Don't be so flustered. You might find out if you are like this. You're mean. He walks ahead and laughs. When you reach the others, Amanda looks at you first. Is it okay if you sleep with me, Erica? Yeah, I'll be fine with that if I can. Seriously, I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to sleep with other girls. I'll be fine. Your eyes make it sound you're sure? Yeah. He reaches in the wardrobe and walks away. You shrug and take the blanket from the bag. You put it on the ground and sit down. Amanda and Erica do the same 1 or 2 meters away from you. That is the red line on the ground next to them. You lay down on your bed and the ground feels cozy because you already know you have a blanket under you. You turn your head to the side and look at the girls. Erica's head rests on Amanda's shoulder and she moves sleepily through the pillow. Your eyes follow her path until they arrive at you. She's laying on the back of your feet, but you aren't able to see into the opening of the sheet. But you're almost sure that she is. It's been about a few seconds since you looked at her, but that long, she mused lightly. Seems to be really difficult for him to sleep like this. Besides, will you let him stay like this? Doesn't even take him 2 seconds to sleep with you in one position. What did you say? You touch on a threatening look in his face, but he moves closer. Come here, he whispers out and walks a little closer. Good. You make a head movement towards the girls and you're so close. I'm not done. You're already starting to look over. You should be careful. Slowly get up and crouch next to him. Don't make any noises. When you're close enough, you bring your finger to his ear. You pinch it. Ow, what's your problem? Nothing silly. You get up and go lie down on your blanket while leaving enough room for him. You see him hesitating a little. Finally, he follows you and lies on a piece of cloth. You turn your head to side and smile, slowly raising your lips. You can feel that he's trying to stay as far away as possible from you, even if it's rather difficult as the blanket is now on your face. You turn yourself around to look at him. He's facing the other side, so you can only see his back. His ponytail is a little loose, and some strands of hair are not very far from his face. His eyes follow the strands to his head, so they go down to his back. You can see his breathing rising in his body and not his body at slow and regular pace. Your gaze returns to his neck, slowly moves her head. His hair is now touching her neck. His smile welcomes her. Ah, no! He's only awakened by Erica's voice. He stood up and immediately looked towards her. The man was already taken back. That imitates you and sits up and rubbing the back of his head. Nightmare? Erica slowly nods while looking down. But what surprises you that it's him at first. Erica seems to be hesitating for a moment. Don't force yourself if you don't want to. But if you want, you're welcome to. You smile at the little girl and nod to your friend. You stay silent for a few seconds before she comes. I dreamed of my parents from when we were back home. Whenever you say anything and just listen, you don't want to interrupt her. It seems very difficult to forget. Before they put me in some room, he looks at Amanda and Matt. I was in a room alone with my parents. They came to see us very often and ask questions about our parents. I don't understand what they were doing. They talked about information, treason, and then they became angry. After a while, they started to threaten me and get their answers. One of them took me by the hair. My father, she breathes heavily. My father fought with the men, but there was more, and they put my father down and started to hit him so many times. She sobs and wipes her tears that escape out of her eye. My mother was screaming for them to stop, but the men didn't listen to her. I just stood there, put my hand over my ears and closed my eyes. I didn't want to see this, neither listen to it. Finally, the noises stopped and my mother stopped screaming. She started to cry. I opened my eyes. My father was laying on the ground, not moving. One of the men said that it was over. They forced my mother to follow. I wanted to go too, but he pushed me on the ground and closed the door behind him. She pauses and closes her eyes. I stayed for a few hours. I didn't know exactly how many in that room. I tried to wake my dad, and I finally understood that he was dead. She can't stop her tears from falling now. Amanda's hugging her so close you notice at the corner of her eye that Matt is clenching his hand on her cheek. In the end, one of the men came back. He told me that my parents were both dead and that I had to go into another room. That's when I met you. I'm so sorry. Erica breaks down into tears and Amanda hugs her tightly. Matt gets up and gently strokes her head. You're safe now, you know that? Yeah, I just miss my parents. You get close to her and gently stroke her head while hugging her. Will you be able to sleep? I don't know. My mother used to tell me a story when I had nightmares, but now she sniffs a little. You can imagine what she's thinking. Cause of the nightmares because her parents aren't here anymore, so there is no chance for the mother to tell her a story. I know some stories, but I already told them to you. I'm sorry. Little girl moves her head from left to right as to tell Amanda that it's not her fault. I love the one with the bunny. Can you tell me that one? But now that I think of it, the book that I was reading in the library for the fire, the story was, although childish and odd, but it had several poems in it. Maybe I can remember one? Edgar looks at you. It would be nice if you could. Matt shrugs while talking. You don't you don't lose anything for time. Okay? Close your eyes and try to remember the poem. Unreal, that's the flying pony. Where, when it glides across the sky, see. Gracefully it walks on the rainbow, pretty at ease with flying flow. Each time it starts to widen ascent, greater things the previous had advent. Those footsteps are even magical, drawn when flakes very typical. This is the last one of its kin. This is not its sin. It's a lonely destiny. It's sad to see such a tragedy. You're about to finish the poem, but it seems that you can't remember the last few sentences. What comes next? Sorry, I can't remember the ending of the poem. Look at Erica with all apologetic eyes. You didn't mean to tell her a sad story, that the intention was to brighten her mood. There's a grateful smile on her lips. Thank you, Izzy. She probably didn't like it because it seems that seeing you try made her feel slightly better. Amanda smiles at you before she turns herself towards Erica. Will you be able to sleep now? I think so. Then let's go back to sleep. You won't have any more nightmares now. And he turns himself towards you and whispers, At least you tried. You frown at him, but did answer back. Don't look at me like that. It was a compliment. It seems that you have worked a little. You smile back at him. Thanks. You all go back to sleep, but you can't stop yourself from thinking about this poor girl and what she's been through. The brightness of the sun wakes you up. You blink a few times while sitting up. Your back hurts, sleeping on the floor isn't very comfortable even with a blanket. Matt and Erica aren't here anymore. Amanda is also slowly waking up. Hi. Hi, did you sleep well? Mm-hmm. My back hurts, but I didn't wake up even once during the night. And you? I slept well, and you know what? Erica said that my stomach was comfortable when she woke up. We both laughed together. And where are they? Erica wanted to go to the bathroom. I wasn't really awake, so she asked Matt to go with her. Good. Amanda looks at you for a moment. She has determination in her eyes. I will take care of Erica when all this is over. I'm not really surprised by her statement. I want to take I want to take care of her and make sure that she doesn't live through things like this again. What happened to her parents is just so horrible. You're right, and I think you're the best person to take care of her now. She smiles at you gratefully. Hi, ready to search these buildings? His voice comes from behind, which makes you jump a little. He's back with Erica at his side. Hi, yes. After a little breakfast, if you don't mind. Okay, let's open a can. While eating, you decide together that it'll be faster and more efficient to search the building separately. After breakfast, you get to work at once. Amanda takes Erica with her to the building on the left. Matt goes to the building on the right. Well, you go a little further into the industrial complex until you reach the next building. You walk approximately 100 meters before reaching some warehouses. You stop moving as you look at them. There are three warehouses next to each other, but two of them seem to be in a really bad state. The buildings are ruined, and a little that remains of them are completely black. Ashes are scattered all over the place. There must have been a fire here, and it burned at least two of the buildings. The last building seems to have burned too, but it's not in ruins with the other two. You breathe in and walk towards the entrance. The door is already open, but it cracks as you press it. The inside of the warehouse is as burned as the outside, and the smell is just terrible. It's not only the smell of burnt wood and burnt furniture, but something else too. Maybe something chemical was stored around here. You pinch your nose as you walk inside. There's nothing inside except ashes and pieces of broken things. You spot stairs at the back of the hall, and since it seems that there is nothing interesting at this floor, you go for it. Take some minutes to analyze the metallic steps. You're not sure that they're safe, but there is no other way to go up. Suddenly, you put your foot on this first step, which doesn't move. Neither makes a sound, and you sigh and repeat the process until you reach the upper area. Your gaze is immediately drawn to the door on the opposite side of the room. The door and the wall aren't stained in black like everything else in the warehouse. If you can find anything, it must be in there. You quickly start to walk towards your destination. You pass in front of the hole in the wall. You step up and look down. A lot of bricks seem to have fallen down. Something catches your attention and a little further away. Another building, maybe at 100 meters or more, burned to ashes. However, something is still there, standing in the middle of the broken wall. You can't see very well from where you are, but you think this is tanks. Christian, as you look more closely, you notice that the area around these cisterns is more burned and more damaged than where you are. Must be from this place that a horrible chemical smell is coming from. You turn around and walk away from the hole. You walk past the door and go much further into the building. After some time of walking without results, you finally find something interesting. Several bottles of water, big ones, like between 3 or 5 liters each. You smile as you take the bottles and walk towards the exit to find the others. You find them at the basement not too far from the one where you spent the night. I found some bottles of water. I put them in the basement, but there are some others that I left where I found them. Good job. Perfect. I'll go grab the other bottles. He puts his hand on his shoulder and he walks past you. Well done. Your eyes follow him as he walks into the distance. Eventually, your attention is driven back to the girls. Did you find anything? We found a lot of supplies. I think our bags will be full with what we found. She's right. There was a whole stock of supplies out there, and with the water you found, I think we have what we need for whatever we do after. At least, at least that's some good news. Let's just hope that no, there is no can of food that turned bad. I don't know how long it's been there. We'll see. If it looks strange or smells bad, we won't eat it. You nod. You keep searching the area around the basement just in case, but you don't find anything else. The night is already falling when you return to the basement.